Hey, Capricorn. Mel, intuitive coach here, excited to bring in your October 2025 monthly reading. All right, let's open up your energy field and take a look at what October has in store for you, Capricorn. Bottom of the deck, we have family. This is about you sharing your time and your care with the people that you love. A lot of you have been focusing on ancestral healing, perhaps ancestral wisdom, tapping into your inner guidance. I feel like you are creating a sense of stability in your life, creating stability for yourself, for those around you. And I see that you may also be connecting to the energy of a loved one. This could be a loved one in spirit, perhaps a parent or a grandmother or a grandfather. You may even receive news in the coming weeks, possibly within the next month or two, that someone may be joining the family. This could be through pregnancy. It could be through marriage. I'm also getting an energy of a pet. So you could be calling in the energy of a pet. So family is the undercurrent that is flowing through your energy field this month. Now we have the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Now, Capricorn, this is the energy of celebration. I feel like you're celebrating with your family, celebrating with your friends here. There may be a win coming through, and I see that you want to share in on your happiness. Other people are excited for you. I feel like you are someone who helps a lot of individuals out, and you may be receiving help in return. Now, the Three of Cups can also be news of a birth, as I've mentioned, but it can also be the news of perhaps a new home. It can also be the news of like a new job. You could be moving or relocating, transferring, or even shifting directions in your career. So there is a win, there is a celebration. Now, because the Three of Cups is coming through here, some of you may have a social invitation or an offer that comes through in the coming weeks that could connect you to your soul tribe, to maybe chosen friends, chosen family. And I'm also getting a message here of a family member has a pet that really adores you or really loves you, and you could take care of this pet perhaps while your family member is gone or on vacation. I am getting here a connection to an animal. Now, for those of you that do not have pets in your life, this could be a sign that you are receiving in the great outdoors, because one of your key themes for the month, Capricorn, is the animal kingdom. The animal kingdom is about emotional support. It is about unconditional love and companionship. So pay attention to the animals that are showing up in the spirit world and all around you, because that could also be a message from a loved one that is guiding you from the other side. If you have this calling, or if you've been thinking about introducing a new pet into your family, or if you have a pet yourself, I feel like there's an extra special bond or a connection here. I'm getting a black cat. I'm also getting an orange cat. Now, the black cat came up in Scorpio's reading as well, I believe. Scorpio, or maybe it was Sag. Some of you could have those placements in your chart, but it could also be during Scorpio or Sagittarian season that this comes through. But the underlying energy for you is support. And this is support from those that you love, but it's also support from new energies that are showing up here for you. Now, I am going to draw from the animal oracle deck here and take a look at what your spirit animal message is. Some of you may even be doing like shamanic work. You may be connecting to a spirit animal through, through your dream state, through your meditation. You have ant spirit, and it says time to collaborate. This is collaborative energies. That's why you have family, soul tribe at the bottom of the deck. So there is some sort of maybe mending, healing, collaboration, working together in order to put the pieces into this puzzle, which you can see the pieces showing up here. And it's number 1, Capricorn. Number 1 is all about magic, the magic in new beginnings. And your second key theme for the month is new life, new beginnings. And you actually have an ace in your reading here. So this is a big change coming through for you, whether it is, a new pet entering into the family, a new family member here, a wedding. This could be the move or a move. Some of you may be going on a trip that changes your life. It feels like you connect to someone who is very significant in your life, or they will be. And someone could even show up at a distance. And I feel like this is a very important person in your life. There's a new journey ahead here, a fresh start. And you've been in this like rebirthing phase where perhaps you haven't felt like you've been out of your old world quite yet, but yet you haven't quite felt like you've stepped into the new world. So you've been hanging in limbo, Capricorn. And I see that October, which is also breaks down to a 1, that is the energy of collaboration. You're seeing how things are starting to come together. You're seeing it in the sun and the moon and the stars and the animals. You're seeing synchronicities and numbers and signs. So pay attention to spirit communication, because there's some form of companionship showing up here for you. There's this energy of unconditional love that you are tapping into. That's part of this new life energy. You have awakening coming through as your third key theme for the month. This is the Phoenix energy, where some of you have gone through endings and beginnings, right? There's that in-between phase, but you are ready to spread your wings. You have reclaimed your power. That's something you're currently working on, is your own confidence and feeling secure within who you are. This is about you claiming your skills, your gifts, and your talents. And I feel like you're rising above here. You could be rising above adversity, rising above conflict. Some of you rising above maybe loss or grief, because I do see that this past energy is receding and there's new hope for you emerging. There's hope for a brighter future, and Spirit is reminding you to never give up on your dreams, because the truth is that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, which means the experiences that you have as a human, that does not make up the entirety of who you are. That is just a branch of one of the experiences, or many of them, that you are meant to have in order to evolve, grow, learn, and ascend. And that's what's happening here. So diving into your theme of the month, you have here the the 4 of Cups. So when the 4 of Cups shows up, this is a turning point where some of you have felt a bit frustrated. There may have even been a bit of emotional stagnation here, a bit of boredom, or you just haven't been feeling as inspired, because some of you may have been struggling with your emotions. This could be hormonal for some of you, like hormonal regulation. This can also be, I'm getting sleep for some reason with this. Some of you, your sleep has been interrupted, but the 4 of Cups is also about needing to reach out, because we can become very absorbed, self-absorbed in our own world, in our own thoughts, in our own emotions, that we feel like we're a zombie walking through life. And I see that there is this new energy emerging within you. It's like you are reawakening to your human experience. But sometimes when we go through struggles, when we're in that in-between stage, we may question our purpose. We may question our path. We may even question our faith. And I see that this is the turning point that you have been, wishing for, creating, or manifesting here in some way. And this is going to change everything. Now, what are you being guided to let go of? What patterns, beliefs, or habits? You have the Ace of Wands. There have been false starts here. Perhaps there's been a struggle at times to tap into your motivation. And I feel like you are activating your soul purpose, your life force energy by taking a good, honest look at where you are currently at and reaching out and asking for support or guidance if need be. Okay, I am getting here support showing up with the animal kingdom. Now, animal kingdom is about collaboration, as we pulled the ant card here. Now, some of you could even find out that you are about to become an ant. Maybe your sibling here is pregnant, or perhaps this is like great aunt energy, but I definitely see new collaborative efforts that kind of get you out of your shell a little bit, Capricorn. If you have been feeling withdrawn or a bit introverted here, and sometimes we tell ourselves that, there's no fresh energy. There's no inspiration. And I feel like you are being asked to let go of any patterns or habits that keep you feeling small or keep you feeling stuck. Okay. Sometimes it can be procrastination. And I see that you have this refueled energy that's coming up because you may be driving yourself in a new direction, because I see the Emperor showing up as your focus, and the Emperor is very organized and he takes control of his life. And that's what you're doing, because inspiration is all around you. But sometimes when we are focused here on, our own little world, we forget that there's a big, wide, vast universe out there. And I see that you are being guided to focus here on what it is that you want in your life. You're focusing here on getting organized and reaching out, connecting to maybe professionals or healthcare workers. This could even be accountability partners. Some of you are like pulling your boots up by the bootstrap and you're saying, let's go. We got this. We got to get ourselves out of this funk. And that's what some of you were in, was a little bit of a funk. And sometimes that funk can even turn into depression, or it can even feel like isolation at times. But I see here with the Emperor, this is your focus. Now is the time to get focused, to get organized, to get clear on your intentions, and put one step in front of the other and action it up, right? There's action here. Now, the Emperor is someone who's very disciplined. So there's an energy here of discipline. There's an energy of, orderliness, but not to the point where it becomes rigid. I feel like the Ace of Wands is saying, try something new and then stick to it. And sometimes consistency can be difficult, but if anyone can do it, Capricorn, it's you. And I feel like you are being guided to stay consistent in creating a balanced lifestyle for yourself, for the body, for your mind, for your spirit, because you have a lot of this new energy ushering in. And I see that you could even be connecting to an energy of like support system online. All right, I am getting like online. Maybe this is through like a Zoom call. Maybe you're a therapist, or you are a coach, or you're connecting to someone who, works online. I'm getting that message for you. Now, what is the hidden influence? What's shaping your path beneath the surface? You have the King of Cups. This is big emotions, big feelings, big intuition. You are someone who's very loving and very supportive. You're someone who's emotionally intelligent, someone who's patient, someone who's compassionate. And I see here that there may have been a period where you had to get back in touch with your emotions, because sometimes this King of Cups can become avoidant or can take on so much, right? So much emotionally that he tends to just shut down. He tends to kind of become a little bit cold or even overly indulgent in certain things. This could be substances. This could be binge eating. It can be social media. And I feel like that has influenced your motivation levels in some way where you are saying to yourself, wait a second, I am no longer that old version of myself. I no longer have to feel stuck. But what I do have to do is take control of my own life. And I feel like you are doing so by listening to your intuitive knowing. I feel like you are getting back in track here with the goals, the intentions that you have for yourself, and you're leaning on some form of support system, whomever that may be or whatever that may be for you. I'm also getting with the family here. This is your spiritual tribe, your soul tribe. Some of you really may benefit from connecting with your spirit guides, your ancestors. This could be working with the angelic realm, working with ascended masters, and even connecting with a like-minded group that also is on, a similar spiritual journey of learning. And this could be where you connect to others, where you feel like you are in the midst of a shared journey instead of feeling like you are, doing it alone, because this companionship is also coming through here. Now, what is your support? What is the ally here? This could be energy around you. It could be a person or even a tool. You have the Page of Wands, Capricorn. Page of Wands is a beautiful ally to have because you can see he is represented by Scraps, the patchwork girl, which means you are someone who's very creative. You are someone who is able to think outside the box. The Page of Wands as your ally could be your creative tools. It could be a person who inspires you to open yourself up to new beginnings. This energy is very passionate, very childlike. This could even be a project or a course of study that is supporting you at this time. So whatever it is that you are leaning into, some of you, it could literally be quilt work or patchwork. It could be creating jewelry. I'm seeing wired wrapped crystal jewelry. Some of you could be creating a website. You may be creating an oracle or a tarot deck. Perhaps you have classes that you are putting online. Maybe you are speaking up on a social media platform. You're sharing your passion here with the world. But first, you may be learning about it. And I feel like this could be the first step. Now, it almost looks like she's dancing as well. Some of you may be taking like a dance class here. Maybe you're learning how to salsa or you're learning how to square dance, whatever this is here that is going to get you moving and get you flowing again, that's going to be important. So that's going to support you as you move into this new life. Now, what is the outcome? What is the outcome here? What is October ultimately teaching you? You have the Star. When you have the Star as your outcome, this is about your dreams, your hopes for the future, and not giving up. There's a wish that is being granted, even if it feels like that wish is a million miles away. There is a brighter future here, but you've had to undergo a lot of personal healing. There's been a lot of transformation that has happened here, but this is an energy of inspiration, of motivation here. It is Aquarian energy of, your intuitive thoughts and taking those ideas, taking those curiosities here and moving forward, into them. So the Star as your outcome is beautiful. This tells me that you are moving closer towards your dreams. Something is starting to take shape for you. There will soon be celebratory energies. And I feel like this shows up around your birthday. Now we have the 3 of Cups, which can be 3 months energy. Now, Capricorn, for those of you sun sign Capricorns anyway, December, January could bring in great revelations. Even though something is kicking off for you in the month of October, this could be collaborations, this could be networking, it could be meeting with new people, it could be, finding your dream home, but there could be like a 90-day or like a 60 or 90-day like grace period, or it takes that amount of time for this to fully develop. It feels like you are going to be sitting in a really great position here come the beginning of 2026. So let's look here at health. Now, of course, please seek medical professional guidance if need be. But when we have the star showing up, this can sometimes be, it can be a deep healing where you are finally getting through something that's been difficult. Now, the star also connects to our nervous system, which is about our fight or flight and our rest and digest. Now, some of you may have even had a bit of adrenal fatigue. Some of you may have had like spasms in the body, like the body like tweaking or like spasming. Maybe this is your back, or this could be any area of your body. But it also rules the legs and the ankles, the lower chakras, lower extremities. There may have even been circulatory issues, blood circulation here. I feel like this is starting to improve. You're starting to heal some of those health issues. Now, the Emperor showing up here can be problems with, again, blood and muscles. This is about you starting an exercise regime that's going to get that blood pumping, because again, circulatory feels like it's a common theme here, getting those muscles moving. There may have even been an old injury or an old illness that has kind of resurfaced time and time again. And I feel like you could be finally getting answers. You could finally be seeing things from a different or a higher perspective here. And if you do have pets or animals, your pet is cued in on your own health. And I feel like there is definitely a spiritual energetic bond where your pet could lay on your chest if you've had heart or chest complications or issues. You may have, a pet that licks your knee, and maybe some of you have had some issues with your knees. I am getting here a connection here in that energetic realm. And if you are seeing animals in your dreams or in the great outdoors, pay attention, because that energy that they exude, the strengths that they have, I feel like that is the energy you are being asked to embody within yourself. So perhaps you see a doe, a deer out in the wild. Deer represent compassion, but they're also, gentle, but they're alert. And so you could be asked to embrace those characteristics within your own self. Now, the Emperor energy can also be the head or the face that's highlighted here, possibly the eyes. Some of you, your eyesight or getting your eyes checked out. Maybe you've thought about getting laser, or you have had some sort of surgery here in the eyes. Now, the Emperor can also be about the skin. So some of you could be looking into new like skin treatments or like lotions, serums, or creams. I see that you are working on aging gracefully, okay? Aging gracefully, releasing judgments, and maybe falling more into self-love. All right, and what else do we have here? King of Cups, as I mentioned, can be overindulging, so it's creating balance. This is the time where if you feel like you have been overdoing it in a certain area and it's been contributing to maybe an unhealthy lifestyle, now is the time to get that in check or to rein it in. And I do see as well with that Four of Cups here, some of you have felt a bit bored, and this would be the time to introduce a new hobby or start something fresh, whether it's that exercise regime or a new class or something that wakes you up inside. Okay, So you have here for your chakra, you have the third chakra, which is the solar plexus, the warrior. And this is interesting because the solar plexus is also connected to our confidence, our personal power. And you actually have that showing up here. Reclaim your power. So there's a reclamation taking place here. And the message for you is this: I embrace my inner strength, power, and resilience, and I allow myself to shine just like that star. I unfold my full potential as an empowered person with a true sense of who I am. I grow in consciousness as I overcome and transcend life's challenges. I need the warrior inside me for the journey ahead, and I am courageous in moving forward. Yeah, and if you have had any issues with your gut health, I feel like this is being looked at. Some of you may even be going on like a parasite cleanse. You may be taking a look at like IBS or certain probiotics, certain nutrients, certain vitamin deficiencies. You are working on healing your gut health, okay? Because that can also be contributing to like low vitality, low energy. You may even be thinking about fasting or maybe going on like a celery juice cleanse and really taking a look at healing from the inside out. So solar plexus, the warrior. You've gone through a lot here. Now let's dive into career, money, abundance, and wealth. Oh, look at you. You have the underworld here. So you're finding unconventional ways to explore new income sources. Now, some of these unconventional ways, maybe they're not accepted by the mainstream, and that's okay, because the more that you lean into your own curiosity without feeling like there's judgment or persecution from the outside world, the better off you are going to be. This can be, evolving as the world evolves. So can your means of earning money. And a lot of you are utilizing the resources and the tools that are available. You have the ability to tap in and, discover how to create a business, how to build a business here, if that is something you want to learn or lean into. You could also be talking about things that feel a bit taboo, that feel a bit, I'm getting healer energy. So you could be talking about the shadow work, or you may be teaching about healing the inner child, or helping evolve the planet in some way by helping people address some of their root core issues. I'm getting mental health here is significant. Next, you have money manager. This card could indicate your career or finances could take a giant leap forward. And yes, they absolutely, you have this supportive energy, especially if you've been kind of sitting on your like career. If there hasn't been a lot of momentum, a lot of movement, maybe there hasn't been a pay raise for a while. If you haven't felt very inspired, it feels like there is a shift here. You're getting focused, you're getting organized, you are inspiring this passion within you. And I see that you are moving into an energy that you really, really love, something that fulfills you on a spiritual level as well as a financial. Consider careers in money management, banking, accounting, or perhaps anything in finance. Now, some of you could also be connecting with a financial professional. Maybe you're going over your stocks or your portfolio. You could be contemplating, your investments. Maybe you're looking to refinance or shift some monies around. You could be learning about cryptocurrency or how to make your money grow. And some of you have a book, or you could be writing a book on like growing your finances. That's what I'm getting here for some of you. So if that is something you've been curious about, there is either a learning opportunity coming through, or you could receive some very powerful information that comes through, even through a self-help book, could be key or significant. And lastly, you have luck. Who doesn't like a little bit of luck? And this is about you moving into an energy of prosperity. It says anything that you do right now Capricorn, will be prosperous. If you believe that you're lucky, you'll create an abundant mindset, because there may have been perspective that may have been stifling your growth. Sometimes we sit in that Four of Cups where we don't feel inspired. We're focused on what's not working. We're focused on, the glass half empty. We are self-absorbed in an energy, and it's difficult to break out of that mold. And I see that that's what this month is all about for you, is kind of breaking out of a pattern, breaking out of a cycle that is held back, that Ace of Wands. That Ace of Wands wants to show up here for you, because guess what? Glinda on the star is holding the Ace of Wands right there in her hand. So you have it showing up. And sometimes we forget that we are magical creators of our own reality. So for those of you that are wanting to feel more inspired, that may want a new income source, or you're opening up to new opportunities, it's here, it's coming for you. And I feel like you're excited about this. This is something that could really take you to the top, whatever that may mean, with that Emperor, because he is the top of the top. This could be entrepreneurship. It could be managerial. It could be big boss energy. So the Emperor is where you are focusing your energy. All right, let's look at relationships, family, love, partnerships. You have the Coffee Cup here. Some of you are meeting someone new, or you could be reconnecting with a friend whom you haven't spoken with for quite some time. There could be a really delicious conversation that comes through where you're bouncing ideas off of each other. You may even be collaborating, because Spirit is showing me the ants again, right? Some form of collaboration coming together. This is meeting and talking, savoring the moment, and feeling elevated. This is building a good, strong, solid friendship, whether it's with a friend, whether it's with a lover, whether it's with a family member. I feel like this is a really good space to be in. It elevates you. There's that awakening. It inspires you. Coffee could be significant here. Some of you may even be having your morning coffee or your tea with a loved one in spirit. Someone in spirit may have really loved their Folgers or their, roasted coffee beans. Someone could smell coffee beans, or I'm getting cacao or cocoa. Maybe you are utilizing the magical properties of cacao or chocolate, cocoa beans, okay? That's coming through here as well. And that also opens up that heart. It's a very heart activated energy, which you see the beans are creating a heart there. Next, you have blowing a kiss. This is unconditional love. You have that word, that phrase, unconditional love, showing up twice in your reading. I don't see that often. So you are tapping into the cosmic heart. You're tapping into unconditional versus things that feel conditional. This is giving and receiving. It's reciprocity. It is two energies creating this whole. And I feel like you are in this energy of feeling affection being returned. There's an energy of fairness coming through here. And also, I'm hearing butterfly kisses. I think that's a song. I have not heard that song for probably over a decade. Butterfly kisses. I forget who sings it. Some of you may resonate with the lyrics. So if that is calling out to you, check that song out on YouTube. And lastly, here we have key on a ring. This tells me that you have some new options when it comes to your soul tribe or partnerships. Now, you're reserving your beautiful heart and energy for someone that truly respects you, for those of you that are single. It's like you are the one that is holding the key to your own heart, and you are not going to just hand it over to anyone, because you are worthy and you're not going to settle for less than you deserve. And I see here that, there is a spark. There is some form of connection here that you are connecting to. And it could even be someone who is very lovable, very emotionally intelligent with that King of Cups. Now, for those of you that may be in a relationship, you may be contemplating here some adjustments, some important conversations that you want to have around healing the dynamic between the both of you, whether that is both of you on the same page and honoring each other by putting what you need out there, or it could be honoring and respecting yourself by walking away. I feel like that is completely up to you. Regardless of what you choose, you are moving in the path of the star. So there is a brighter future for you in matters of partnerships. Okay. Now, lastly here, your archetype is the comic. Now, I'm going to find this in the guidebook. One moment. All right, Capricorn, the comic is the Joker, the clown, the fool. The comic carries a remedy for all that ails this world. Amid the deepest pain and suffering, there is always the potential to lift up and out of the darkness through laughter. Though dismissed by some as lowbrow or unsophisticated, this archetype actually has a highly advanced mind. Some may use the word genius, as humor requires one to see the situation from afar rather than to be swept away by the drama. The comic sees and accepts the messiness of life, using it as material to be mixed and shaped into a potion to soothe the stressed and serious mind. They literally lighten us up. Thus, within the comic is usually the sage or the magician, working healing magic upon any audience who will lend an ear. The comic may be the archetype that heals the deep division in our world, one pun at a time. When this is showing up as the light aspect, Capricorn, it's hilarious, it's ingenious, it's spirited and easygoing. When it's showing up as the shadow, it can be sarcastic, harsh, brooding, or even, excuse me, drunk. The comic has plenty of shade to throw on others, and it can fall into shadow at the drop of a hat. Beware of their sharp claws. You've heard of underhanded comments, things of that nature. Now, joy, jokes, and smiles are signs of a happy heart. Be wary of spiritual practices or teachers who leave the comic by the wayside. It is important to laugh at this time. Think of laughing Buddha. Maybe some of you are being guided to join like laughing yoga, like a laughter yoga class, or even go to a comedy show or stand up. Now, the comedy here is not masking pain. Think of some of our famous great comedians that ever, existed. I love to think of like Robin Williams, and another one of my favorites is Matt Rife. And those two are geniuses, I believe. And sometimes we can mask that comedy with pain, or pain is underneath it. But what I'm getting here for you is utilize the energy of laughter. So engage in activities, surround yourself with people, and say yes to things that put a smile on your face. For those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, where I draw one winner around the first of the month, all you need to do is drop your favorite joke, your favorite pun, right? Or your favorite comedian in the comment section below. Let's lighten up this energy here. Let's drop into this energy of happiness. And it could even be something that you have watched or something that you have done that has helped you shift up out of this Four of Cups energy. Because again, you are undergoing a turning point. There is a huge shift, a huge awakening and transformation that has taken place here. You are the light, the guiding light for others. But I feel for many of you, you've had to go through something that's been difficult or a bit sticky. You can step into this Emperor energy. You can focus on this, but not take life so darn seriously as well. And sometimes that is hard for us to do. That is what I have for you. Thank you so much, Capricorn, for being here today. If you enjoyed the messages, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share with those that could benefit. And if you are interested in a personal reading or signing up for the monthly newsletter, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video or by visiting intuitivesoulcoach.com.